Hi, I'm Troy, and welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Today we're looking at the Whirlpool side-by-side refrigerator. Today we're going to go ahead and look at and replace the ice maker in this unit. The ice maker is located in the top section of the freezer. Potential customer complaints or issues basically come down to no ice. Could also be the ice maker is making a weird noise. So what we're going to do is access and remove the ice maker through the freezer section. Tools needed to complete this repair are a 1/4-inch nut driver, a tack puller or flat blade screwdriver, and some form of tape. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and remove the ice maker. A couple things that I like to do before I start this repair is, one, I tape this optic door shut and I remove this cover because it has to come off to get the ice maker out. So we're going to start by removing the cover. The cover basically has a tab here and a tab here that holds it in place. You want to be kind of gentle because you don't want to break one of the clips that hold it in place, but I'm going to basically take and slide it one way, and that'll release the one pin, and with that slid over I can then remove the door and set the door aside. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is just grab some tape and tape this shut. Take just a strip of electrical tape and tape that shut. The reason for that is this ice maker slides out this way. There is a tab under here you're going to push, and there's a screw right back here that you're going to remove. So I'm going to start by removing the screw that's in the back. It is a 1/4-inch screw, so we're going to go ahead and remove that 1/4-inch screw. With that screw out, there is a little cover piece back there that when that screw comes out is going to be freed up. That actually covers the wire harness for the ice maker. So I'm going to set that aside. Now with that set aside, I tend to use a tack puller. You can use a flathead screwdriver. You might be able to just use your finger. I use a tack puller just because it's easier. I'm going to take and position it and push the tab up. As you can probably see that the tab just goes up. Once I have the tab pushed up, I can now slide the ice maker forward. Once it's free from the tab and it slides forward, I can pull the ice maker forward. It will give you resistance because it is catching on your fill tube. So just pull it a little bit. It'll come free from the fill tube. As you can see right here, the fill tube is plastic. It's rubber. So it does flex for you. Once you have that done, you'll see that your wiring harness is in place here. This one has a little clip right here that's holding it in place. So we're going to release that clip a little bit and then pull the harness out of the ice maker. Once you get that out and now the ice maker is free from the harness, you can remove the ice maker from the unit. So the new ice maker you're going to receive is going to be the ice maker itself. It may or may not have your fill cup. It may or may not have this shroud, and it definitely is not going to have this housing. You will see 3 1/4-inch screws. You're going to remove those screws. This housing is going to come loose and come off. And then your fill cup, most likely for this one, is going to come with the ice maker, so you don't have to worry about that. And then this shroud most likely will come with your ice maker, so we're not going to worry about that at this point. So what we're going to do is remove this shroud. Once we remove the shroud, we're going to install it on the new ice maker. So you're going to take the 3 screws out the bottom. You're going to also see the harness right here for the ice maker. The new ice maker may or may not have the harness with it. Most likely it will, but if it doesn't, you will need to reuse the harness. To get the harness off, you're going to take your flat blade screwdriver, or what I use, a tack puller, and you're going to release the tab at the bottom and the top and push this back in. So we're going to take, and I'll hold it sideways, and I'm going to depress the top tab and push it in. I'm going to depress the bottom tab, push it in, and now my harness is free from the bottom pan. So now we're going to go ahead and take out the 3 screws out the bottom. If you hold it upside down and loosen them all, you don't have to worry about setting them aside quite yet, because they aren't necessarily the easiest to fish out if you don't have a magnetic bit. Once you get your 3 screws loosened, you can now lift it away. Now you will see that on here that this shroud, if it does not come with the new ice maker, it has a clip here and a clip here. You should be able to release those clips and remove it, but if I remember correctly, the new ice maker has it on it. The harness, if you need to, has got the harness plug right here. It doesn't look like it comes off very easily, but if you remove the cover to the ice maker head, with the cover removed, you have a tab you can depress right here. You can depress that tab, and it slides the harness back a little bit, and then when it's slid back a little bit, you can remove it from the ice maker. With that removed, if you need to take the harness off, this will come off from its clip by pulling the clip out a little bit, and then you can remove it like mine did. The whole clip came off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to go and just reinstall this onto the new ice maker. So with my new ice maker, my ice maker actually came with a fill cup, and it came with the front diverter shroud for the ice to fall down, but it does not have the harness, and of course it does not have the mounting plate that it mounts on. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the cover from the ice maker. Once the cover is removed, I'm going to turn it sideways so I can see where the harness goes. I'm going to take and I'm going to insert the plug into the ice maker. Once the plug is inserted, I'm going to reposition my harness and my sensor back into position. I'm going to push the clip back down, which is now holding my sensor in place. With that where it goes, I can put my cover back on the head of the ice maker. With the cover back on, now I can turn the ice maker back over again, and you'll see that you still have your 3 screw holes that you got to screw into, and you can take the actual cover piece and mount and match it up to where it goes. You can set it right in place. With it set in place, you may be able to just screw your screws in. You may have to reposition them a little bit, but once they're there, you can go ahead and start them. I tend to start all of them so that I know they're going into place right. Once they're started, you can then tighten them all down. So we're almost ready to install the new assembly back into the refrigerator, but what we need to do yet is still put the harness back into position. So the harness goes back into this slot that's right here. You're gonna just take and put it back where it goes. It should slide right in. It doesn't particularly matter which way you put it in there, because you're gonna be able to put the wiring harness where it goes, but it may give you issues depending on how you're putting it in, so you may wanna put this tab facing the outside so you can depress it in as you're putting it back in the hole. Once you get it back positioned for the most part, it's now in. Push it till it clips in place, and now it is secure Now we can go ahead and reinstall it in the refrigerator. We're gonna go ahead and first put the wiring harness back on the unit. So it does have, the harness will only go in one way. It's got a keyed end, meaning that the one end of the ice maker harness has got almost like a triangle on it so that it only goes in one way. If for some reason you're confused or not sure where it goes, just follow the colors of the wires. The white, the black, the tan, the green will all match up to the same colors on the ice maker harness. So I'm gonna take and hold it kind of in position, and I'm gonna go and take my harness and plug it back in. Once my harness is plugged back in, I can now go ahead and turn the ice maker to the position that it should go in. I can lift it up to just about where it's gonna go. And once I have it back up to about where it's gonna go, you'll notice that it's got grooves that it slides into. So I'll pull it back down to show you. You see these grooves right here on each side. This ice maker ends, the tray that you mounted it back onto, are going to slide inside of those. So get your ice maker back in position, pick it up, get it started into its grooves. Once they're started, you push it on back in place. Again, you're gonna get some resistance because of the fill hose coming down. So you just go ahead and just get it past that fill hose and click back in position. Once it's in there, it should lock into position on the one side and should stay pretty well secured where it's at. You can double check that's in position. Make sure that your fill tube is in the fill cup. Once you're in that position, you're gonna go ahead and reinstall the cover that goes up onto the back where the actual wire harness is at. So it's open right here. You're gonna kind of take it and make sure the harness slides in here and comes up and over, and then this is gonna match up to the screw hole that we took the screw out of to remove the ice maker. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go and just put it in position. It will go back up and over. You'll be able to see that, you may or may not be able to see on the video, but in person you'll notice that if you have it in the right position, it's gonna slide over and cover the actual harness for the ice maker. Once that's about where it goes, so now it's back in position. It goes over this plastic piece right back here, and then it slides up and over the wiring harness here. And then if you get down and you look from the bottom, you'll see that now we can match it back up to the screw and put the screw back in place. And it's not matched up completely yet, but there it is. And now we tighten this one back down. Once you have that tightened back down, now you know your harness is secure. You know it's protected, it's not gonna get caught on anything. That's back in place. Now we're gonna put the door back on. Now the door from the back side has the two tabs sticking out that slide into the two slots right here. Again, be cautious, be careful when you're putting it in because you don't wanna push too hard and break one of them. So you're gonna take and start it on one side, get it up and kind of over its position. One of them pops in, and the other one, it should fairly easily set back into position. Once it's in there, you can let it go, and now it's doing its job. This protects the front. It also makes it so that when the air is blowing up to the back side of the ice maker, this holds the cold air there, and then when it dumps the ice, it pushes the door open, the ice falls into your ice bucket. The ice maker is installed, the cover is installed. Last thing to do is remove the tape. We're holding the optics door shut. Once that's set that way, you can now shut your freezer door. You're done with the repair and wait for it to make ice. Ice production on a new ice maker, if it came to you, it should come to you in the proper position so that when you plug it in and reinstall it and then plug the refrigerator back in, the ice maker should power up, and when it powers up, it should be in a harvest cycle, meaning that it should rotate around and then fill with water. Once it does that, you got to give it time. Typically, I'd say in a 24-hour period, it should be able to fill your bucket up, and just let it go, I would say overnight, to make sure you're getting proper ice production and filling your bucket. You close your freezer door, plug the unit back in, and that completes your repair. Thank you for watching another quality repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.